Hey, what is going on, guys and girls? Twintendo here. Today we're going to be looking at Serene Village in more detail. Now, Serene Village is the little village your partner is found in, or basically the game starts. I think you're found around that area because you seem to go there pretty quickly in the game. Now, I found a big screenshot of the village, but I couldn't have found this without one of our subscribers' help, and that is Beaster565. They told me to check the Japanese website, which I did. And actually I found this hidden away somewhere, and it was such a good find. So I don't think any other PokeTuber has covered it, and if they have, then obviously I'm wrong. But thank you very much for helping me find this Beaster. And yeah, let's jump into the video. So first of all, if you guys have ever seen Pokémon Mystery Dungeon art before, they normally have this kind of style of art for the main town. So we could see, I think it's Pokemon Plaza from Blue and Red Rescue Team. You could see a big art, and you've got the map kind of border. And you've also got Treasure Town from Explorers to Time, Darkness and Sky. And again, it's this very similar art style. And now, I mean, they did it in Gates of Infinity as well, but you always forget that game. They did it in Gates of Infinity, which was Post Town, I think. And so they've done artwork like this for Serene Village. Now, the interesting thing is, I didn't think Serene Village would be that, big to the storyline. It looks like a big village. But we also see that other town with all the shops in, so Klefki, Horlucha, Kecleon, Cofigurus. And I thought, well, that's going to be the main town because it looks, pretty big and pretty expansive. But we've not seen really anything since the trailers. So is this going to be the main town, or are there going to be quite a few main towns in the game from now on? I mean, if we see artwork like this for the other town, then I'm kind of assuming there's going to be a couple of big towns that you can go to. But so far, going off this image, it looks like this is going to be the main area, the big kind of central hub, if you would. So yeah, that's kind of interesting because, like I said, didn't think Serene Village would be that integral to the plot, but it looks like it will be. So guys, I'm just going to go over the list of Pokemon that are in this village, and then we'll get talking about them in more detail. So first of all, from the bottom left, we'll start from there. You can see Teddiursa, Ursaring, Lotad, Lombre, Azumarill, Talonflame, Caracosta up top with Nuzleaf. Then we move down to the bridge, you can see Drillbur, then Raticate, Kangaskhan, very interesting one, I'll go into that in more detail, Horlucha, Sunkern, Magby, Kecleon, Pancham, Deerling, Shelmet, Goomy, Hippopotas, Fennekin, Totodile, and possibly, up top, right at the top because it's quite blurry, Esper. It looks like Esper, not sure, and the one near it, there's one that looks like Mudkip, but I think that might be a patch of water. But anyway, let's talk about those Pokemon in more detail. So Kangaskhan is the one that stood out to me, and actually almost missed Kangaskhan off the list because I only saw her really late. But I've been talking in my past videos that I want Kangaskhan to return for storage, because in Gates of Infinity they introduced a storage box, and that's where you put your items in and take them out. And in previous games you had Kangaskhan storage, where you go up to the shop or store, you say, I'd like to put this away and take this out, and it's just I don't know, I enjoyed it more than the deposit box, just because you got a human kind of relationship going on, or well, not human relationship, but a Pokemon v Pokemon relationship. It's just nice to talk to someone, rather than a bland box. So we do get to see Kangaskhan, and it's outside a big building, well, the biggest building in the village, which suggests, is it the head of the village? I'd be definitely down for that. I really like Kangaskhan, I really wanted her to return, so we'll see. I mean, they could be doing something with deposits again, but I honestly doubt that, because otherwise I think they would have got the deposit box, they would have taken that out. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. Also, we can see the waterfall on the left of the village, which is quite interesting, and because that looks like the one we saw from the trailer, and it's also kind of backs up that point because there was quite a big forest around that waterfall. And on the map we can see there's they take out obviously the trees, they plant a few down just because they can't fill the whole image full of shrubbery and trees and stuff, but they've got quite a few trees over there, so that makes me think that when you do wake up, you're kind of on the outskirts of the village probably. Obviously I could be wrong, there could be multiple waterfalls, but that's just my first thought. Why would they put a waterfall in the trailer and in this picture? It just kind of links to me. Moving on, we can see Pancham, Deerling, Shelmet, all those Pokemon, Goomy. They're going to be recurring characters. If you don't know, they're kind of the kids you save in the first mission of the game. So I'm thinking you see them again, because there's a picture here when your partner, because I think Piplup's the partner in these images and Pikachu's the main character. But because we didn't see in the demo, your partner never met them. They were kind of chased out the village, or outside of your viewpoint of the village, and they never really got to meet the characters. So it looks like they do already know them, because obviously they live in a village together, but we never saw that in the demo, so they will be meeting those characters, so again they're going to be in the game again. Also, what's interesting is because when I was doing kind of an overview of the demo, there were kind of like 5 little paths outside the Pokemon's Plaza, I think it was. Yeah, it's the Plaza. Well, it turns out with this image we can see actually where they lead to. So basically the bottom 2 seem to lead to like the beach and the pier, which is, you know, they're kind of like, there probably only needs to be 1 path, but they put 2 down, and it's fair enough. They might actually split up in the actual game. Also, we've got one going up top like a really long way, and in fact you can't even see this place apart from that Pancham screenshot. I'll get back to that in a second. The other paths, well, the one on the left leads back to your partner's house where Caracos is standing on the map, and where Mr. Nuzleaf is, because it's referred to as Mr. Nuzleaf, don't know why yet. And the other one leads out where you can see the big archway. It leads out to the first dungeon. That's all we know so far. I'm not sure if it's going to be like it'll lead to other dungeons as well. Like there's always those little roads on Mystery Dungeon games when you'll go up to it and it'll have your list of dungeons where you want to go to. I'm not sure if it's going to be like that or only leads to the first dungeon. So in Explorers of Time, Darkness and Sky, if you walk along the beach you can actually walk to Beach Cave. I think that's the only dungeon you can technically walk to without going on the map, because you can still travel to it on the map, but you can also walk there, so it could be like that. Also, what's interesting, guys, is there's 3 to 4 exits outside this village, so there's a lot of routes to go out. So let's just start with the first one. So the bottom left is where Teddiursa and Ursaring are. You can't really see where it leads to. There's actually an in-game shot where Charmander and Snivy are looking out, and again it's cut off, so we don't really know where that leads to. But again, that's probably going to be an exit, just because, you know, we can't see any more of the village, and they're kind of trying to showcase the whole village. Now, I almost missed this exit, and this is the one that kind of excites me out of all the exits. I know that's kind of boring. Exits are kind of boring, but this one looks really interesting. So if you look at the top of the picture, there's a little archway that leads into a forest, and that one looks really interesting, because the others seem like, you know, they're kind of being built, like roads are being built naturally to lead out, you know, from villages, but this one looks like it's going to go straight into a forest, and that's really interesting for me. Definitely want to take that exit straight away when I get the game, because I don't know where that leads to. It'll probably be blocked off from the start, no doubts, because I bet that's probably for like later on in the game, but it just looks really interesting. And again, from the demo we get to see that exit, the bigger arch. Again, that could just lead to one dungeon, or it could lead to all of your dungeons. Personally, I think you're going to be doing a lot of travelling in this game, because we did see the world map. And finally, this technically might not be classed as an exit, but there is the pier, and I'm wondering if this is where you ride Lapras from. So when we see the map, well, the world map, we can see Lapras taking off and then going, I guess, south. And again, that could be where Serene Village is based, where Lapras starts, or it could just be an entirely different place altogether, because we don't know what the other towns look like, or if there is other towns. I'm guessing there is that big one we saw. There could be loads, we never know. This could be like the biggest Mystery Dungeon game yet, and I'm really excited to see what they bring to the table. But moving on, guys, I'm going to focus at the top of the village. Now I'm going to come back to this Pancham image, like I said, and we can see like a little notice board, and I think they're wooden seats by the looks of it, where they're standing. And if we zoom in on the map, you can just see the notice board and those little wooden seats. To me, that looks like a classroom. Maybe they're teaching the kids of the village, you know, how to become an explorer, or like a Mystery Dungeon like expert, I guess, or whatever you want to call it. In fact, apparently, I've read up on this game with the Japanese translations and stuff, and apparently you're not explorers in this game, but I'm going to save that information for another video, just because I don't want to spoil you guys with lots of information at once. I'm going to try and spread out the coverage, just because we haven't got any gameplay for a while, and we could be waiting a bit longer. So hopefully, guys, you'll be looking forward to that video. But anyway, back to the top of the village. We can also see some little kind of huts or houses. Now, the thing is about these like little houses, if they are houses, they're very different to the ones inside the village. They've got like a different shape, colour. I mean, yeah, there's a bit of different colours with the partner's house and the main houses, but I don't think they could be villages, because in the gameplay trailer or the demo, Hippopotas comes from that path and says to your partner, "You've been in my caves and you've taken a treasure." Now, I think those could be, you know, entrances to those actual caves. There could be a few multiple entrances, because to me they don't really look like houses. I wouldn't be surprised if they are houses though, just because Hippopotas is a ground type Pokemon and they look like they're made out of mud, kind of, or I don't know what they look like they're made out of, but they don't look like the houses down below. That's why I'm a bit skeptical whether they are either Hippopotas's house or houses, or it's actually cave entrances. So guys, comment down below what you think they are. Also, we get to see like a little pond on kind of the left hand side. Maybe that's Lombre's Lotus Pond, which they mentioned in the demo as well. I thought it was going to be down south because that's where Lombre came from in the demo, right where the Pokemon Plaza is, just towards the sea area. And there is a little pond down there, but that kind of looks like it has a few, I don't know, it looks like it has something on the water, so that's why I thought it could be a lotus pad or something. And finally, just above that bit of water, it looks like kind of a field that's kind of been made to add berries in, and that's interesting because Caracosta talked about having an Oranberry field. That's probably up top because it kind of looks like it's been ploughed or something to put berries in. It's just got a weird pattern on it. Again, because it's so blurry, this image, I couldn't really tell what this was. I can't even tell if that's a Mudkip, by the way, guys. It looks like a Mudkip next to that field, or it's probably just, you know, another patch of water on the field. I couldn't tell, but I couldn't find any more information out about that top place. So now we're going to move on to the last area of interest, and that is the spooky looking building, which is bottom left near Ursaring and Teddiursa. Now, we've seen this in a couple of images. I at first thought it looked like the shape of a Litwick, so I was thinking, it's a ghost type Pokemon kind of area, it might be a dungeon. But Pokelore commented on one of our videos suggesting it could be a Phantump kind of looking building, and that's definitely a better shout than Litwick. I completely forgot about Phantump, and it kind of resembles it slightly with all the branches going off at the top. And again, that wouldn't change the fact that it could be a ghost type dungeon. So I've been trying to think of different possibilities what this building could be. So first of all, let's look at its door or its entrance. It's sealed off. Now I'm going to think, why is that sealed off? That's kind of interesting. Maybe it's, you know, to prevent something from coming outside. Like it could be an evil Pokemon. It could be, like I mentioned in my last video, Yveltal's cocoon. That again, it could be housing maybe the main villain. That would be very interesting. That'd be a bit of a twist that the main villain is actually in the village you start from. So again, we don't really know what's in there until we actually see some gameplay from there. Like I said, it could be a dungeon. It could be someone's house, like maybe who's a recluse, like, you know, doesn't like to come outside and could be living in there. And the fact that it's such a small building, that could back that point up. It's kind of a similar size to the houses in the village. But again, it could be somewhere that leads underground because it's such a small building. It could have like a ladder that goes down into caves or underground areas. That would be really cool again. And honestly, the possibilities are endless with this, guys. I could go on for hours talking about what this place could be. So I'd like you guys to comment down below what you think this area is, what this building is. It'd be really awesome to hear your guys' opinions and thoughts on it. But guys, that's about it for this video. If you enjoyed the video and you want me to make more videos like this that look into more detail on Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps out the channel. If you haven't subscribed already and you want to make Trico happy, make sure you hit that big red button on the screen. As you guys can hear, someone just subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you make Trico happy like that person did. And if you're already subscribed, then you're already doing a damn good job. And guys, if you haven't seen our two previous videos, on the left we started a new Let's Play of Yoshi's Woolly World. You guys might enjoy that. Like, we've got it a couple of months earlier than America for some reason. That's kind of weird, we never really get stuff like that. So if you are thinking of buying it, definitely check that out. It's good gameplay and it's good fun and it's good laugh. And on the right, you can see me talking about the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon plot in more detail. Did I actually get it right? Because I have a pretty good theory on it, and if you guys have seen that video, I'm sure you've enjoyed it, and if not, make sure you check it out. And guys, thank you very much for watching. Hope you have an awesome day as usual, and I will see you on our next video.